Kicking off this video at number 80, we have Splashdown Rides Gone Wild for the PlayStation 2. This game is not that popular, but it is, just in case you don't know, it is a jet skiing game, in which case you race or do tricks to be able to move up through the ranks in a jet skiing tournament type of deal. And it is actually really fun, and I don't do a whole lot of games like this, but I just really like this. You can do some really awesome tricks and stuff. Like here you can see one of the characters surfboarding on her jet ski through the air. That's pretty cool. And yeah, the maps are really creative, and the different ways you do things are awesome, and the characters are very unique. It was pretty good. Coming in at number 79, we have Sonic Unleashed. A game that is controversial, to say the least, when it comes to whether people like it or not. Most people either really like it or really don't. I happen to really like it, because if you didn't know, the werehog form of Sonic is actually what his original design was going to be, before they made it more, cartoon style and happier looking. So then they finally put it in as a werehog form of him, in which case you get to still slice things up and be a monster, but when you're Sonic, you still get to run fast and things. So it's a nice combination of classic speed stuff and a change of pace with the slower but more powerful werehog. I actually really liked it. And at number 78, we have Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, this game is, well, one you probably would expect to show up after two other Grand Theft Auto titles on this list. Now, this is the most recent entry in the series, and it is definitely my favorite, as they just keep getting better and better and better as time goes on. And there are just so many different things you can do. I've pretty much explained everything I love about Grand Theft Auto in the past two entries. But it is just really fun to get out there and do whatever you want for hours and hours on end. I mean, in all honesty, what more would you want? That's essentially what Grand Theft Auto does. Yeah. And at number 77, we have MotorStorm Pacific Rift for the PS3. Now, you may not know what this game is, but it is essentially sort of like an off-road monster truck ATV racing game. And it is actually really cool. There are other ones too, like Arctic Storm or something like that was a game. Arctic something is the most popular one, but I've only played Pacific Rift. And I really like it. You can go really fast, and the wreckage is awesome. Whenever you wreck, you can see your character fly off whenever he's on an ATV or a dirt bike, and watch all the destruction from it and stuff. Pretty cool. Plus it looks amazing. Yeah. And in the number 76 spot, we have Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon for the 3DS. Now, this is the most recent installment in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, and it is undoubtedly my favorite, as you can literally find every single Pokemon in the franchise in this game. All 720 of them. And that is just really awesome. And you can play as so many different ones, and you can befriend anything from a Magneton to a Groudon. And man, I just really like this game. It was definitely worth the wait, and it came out on my birthday, so, I mean, that's bound to give it some points on my list. And at number 75, we have Sonic Battle for the Game Boy Advance. And it is not that popular of a game. A lot of people I know who are Sonic fans don't know about it, but I own this game, I have for a long time, and it is just really fun. Each character has a very unique moveset while still sticking to the general theme of three different types of attacks, being shot attacks, power attacks, and trap attacks. Most trap attacks are like bombs, shot attacks are like, launching something, and the power attacks are typically up-close combat. Now, of course, Shadow was my favorite, but there's also the famous Emerald, who is not known to be from this game, but he's a famous character. Anyway. At number 74, we have Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus for the PlayStation 2. Now, I haven't played the actual full version of this game in a long time, considering I never owned it, but I do have a demo disc in which I played this. And I have played the full version at like friends' houses and stuff, which, but unfortunately, I do not own it, at least not yet. And it is essentially what introduced all of us as kids into the stealth genre. Because stealth isn't typically something that, you know, kids would be into as much, but I was, and I loved Sly Cooper for the whole stealth thing. That was really fun. I genuinely enjoyed it, and plus, he's a pretty memorable character. Can't wait for the movie to come out later this year. Yeah, there's a movie. And at number 73, we have Secret Agent Clank for the PSP. There is also a PlayStation 2, I believe, version of it, but I have not played it. I've only played the PSP version, and it's the only one I own. Now, in this game, it's a Ratchet and Clank game, but instead of being Ratchet and Clank, it's just Clank, as Ratchet was just locked up. And you have to go save him and find out how he was framed and stuff for the crime he supposedly committed. And it still plays a lot like a Ratchet and Clank game, but this time Clank gets a bit more time to shine. You get to some gameplay as Ratchet too, when you're in the prison battles and stuff, and you're in nothing but a towel, and it'll fall off if you get hit too much. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, next one. At number 72, we have Ninja Gaiden Black for the Xbox. Now, you know, of all the Ninja Gaiden games, this wasn't one that people typically think of, because I know a lot of people don't know it exists. But, honestly, this was the first Ninja Gaiden game I played, and Ryu Hayabusa is so BA in this game. It is so fun. It is extremely difficult, but it is still really fun. And just all the different weapons and forms of combat you can do in that game are awesome. Plus, for the original Xbox, this looks great. It looks fantastic. Phenomenal, even. And all the bosses were really cool and very creative. I definitely would play this game over and over again, assuming I could beat it multiple times. Now ending the video off at number 71, we have Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing for Xbox 360, PS3, or I think there's a Wii version, or Wii, one of those two, then there's 3DS, or DS, and mobile, and computer, and everywhere, pretty much. Now this is just another Sonic racing game with other SEGA stars put into it, and I really enjoyed it. The one thing I'll never understand, though, is why Sonic has a car. He could just run. But anyway, this game is so fun. It is just, because it is racing. It's sort of like Sega's Mario Kart, but with all their characters. And it's got some very unique things with it, and I really like it. It'll be one of my favorite racing games of all time for years to come.